guys, what is up? It's Legion of Gaming here, and we are back today with another episode of our Mass Effect Legendary Edition playthrough on Insanity difficulty. In the last episode, we were here on the Citadel just rounding up some random side content and assignments. Now we are going to be going to, like I said, Asteroid X57. Let's get on into the mission. We should have a update here from Admiral Kahoku, though, as a cutscene before we are allowed to go into the system, since we told him what was going on with his missing Marines.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
Shepard, this is Admiral Kahoku. I found out who set that trap for my men. The ones killed by the Thresher Moor. Damn, I hope you get this message. It was a group called Cerberus. An Alliance Black Ops organization. Top secret, highest level security clearance. They vanished a few months ago. Dropped right off the grid. Nobody knew where they went or what they were up to. They've gone completely rogue, Shepard. They're conducting illegal genetic experiments, trying to create some kind of super soldier. I don't have any proof, but I found the coordinates for one of their research worlds. I'm uploading them with this message. They're completely out of control. Somebody needs to stop them. I've done my part. Now it's up to you. This is probably the last you'll hear from me. Cerberus is after me now. I need to disappear before they find me.
So that happens once you go and tell him where the missing Marines are, which you find out by going to the Hades Gamma cluster, and then you go to the Citadel like we did last episode, and you just turn it on in, and then basically no matter what happens or what other quests you have that are unresolved, the very next time that you go and leave the Citadel, you're gonna get that message from Kahoku. So for this mission, we're gonna again just be sticking with Liara and Garrus.
Status. Sensors reveal 3 fusion torches propelling asteroid X57. At its current rate of acceleration, the asteroid will collide with Terra Nova in approximately 4 hours. Analysis. Torches must be disabled to cease the acceleration.
Hello. I heard your transmission. Can you hear me? They haven't found me yet, but I can't talk long. Shut down the fusion torches. I'm going to die. God, I hope you're hearing this.
Alright, so again, just like with the Liara mission and all the other times that we've gone and landed, we've got a map and things like that with different points of interest. But first, we're going to take care of a little business with leveling up Liara. I think we'll go ahead and keep putting some more points into barrier for her. And then I might do more lift, I might do more throw. I haven't really decided yet. So we are going to go ahead and investigate this anomaly behind us that is not on our map. There's a side mission in this that's contained within this, main side mission, whatever you want to call it, where you want to find these engineers right here. You get a upgraded Omni tool, and you will go and if you start doing like the actual main assignment of this one, then they will tell you about finding the engineers. But for me personally, I just usually like to start off with finding them, because that's actually how we're going to get extremely high level armor that's going to help us out quite a bit. So once you go here, you want to go to this transmission tower over here, and like I said, if you really want, you can go and do all of the fusion torches and everything first, and then just come back and do this after the fact, which is kind of the way that I prefer to do it. So you're going to get this transmission tower repaired up here, and then it's actually going to reveal the locations of some other survey stations for you. Or if you want to skip this step and just, you know, look the locations up on Google or whatever, you can do that as well. Or you can just watch this video and I'll show you guys where they are on the map, so that way if you want to put a marker on your screen, you can. So there's the transmitter tower. As with most of the repairs, you can either, you know, do this bypass or you can slap some Omnigel on it. Now, I'm sure you see all these marks down here. Those are all going to be more rocket turrets. So you just want to be careful of those. I'm going to take care of this one
Headed in
first.
the right direction. I don't know who you are, but I... Damn it. Go.
Mess with that shot, so gonna have to take an extra one. And we got it. Now you'll notice that once you have taken one out that you're closest to, most of the other ones will reset unless you're just already within their range, which is why I usually try to do these ones that are out here to the sides first, just because it can be a little bit easier to dodge, because obviously if you are over here taking shots from 5 or 6 different rocket turrets, especially on the higher difficulties, you're going to take quite a fair bit of damage. Now the other option that you have, if you want, if you're feeling confident, is you can just constantly be driving around the whole time. And if you're just constantly moving, then they're not really going to hit you all that much. But it is much more difficult to shoot. But as you can see, we went ahead and took care of it. Nothing too terrible. We're going to go ahead and get on in here and figure out just exactly who turned these fusion torches on and started this whole mess. Got someone who looks to be dead over there. Let's make sure we got all of our weapons on we want. Yep, good, good, good. And
Batarians. Balak! Checked! Checked!
alright, so we're gonna go right here. Gonna singularity. Set that off. As you can see, we just got sabotage there, so we are not going to use our sniper rifle. Well, we're just going to, you know, play it nice and slow and patient. You can hear more of those little war beasts coming. So you can just back up just like that. Gonna go ahead and hit them with an overload and a sabotage back there. And as you can see, you can go and destroy these crates. So whenever you're in a fight and you're hiding behind these crates, they are not indestructible if you're just sitting there taking damage or tech explosions or whatever it may be. They will eventually collapse. So as you can see, our new upgraded weapons are putting in a fair bit of work here. We're not having nearly the trouble we were before, not that we were really on a struggle bus or anything. But it always helps to just have that little boost of extra damage. Now these Batarians, they all are going to be able to shoot all the weapons. They're basically all soldier classes. So they can do the big ball of carnage, which is the shotgun ability. They can do the marksman which is for the pistol and the assault rifle. So just be a little careful. Don't just run in there guns blazing thinking that you're going to be able to just take everybody down unless you're playing on easy, in which case if you're playing on easy and you've got the best weapons, you can just about do whatever you want and you're almost never going to die unless it's to a bunch of biotics, which most of the Batarians will not go and use their biotics too much, so you won't have to worry about that. They'll mostly just either warp you or do sabotage, which is tech, so... Then you're going to come in here and disable the torches. You have to do this in each one. Again, if you don't want to do any of these minigames, you can always just be converting all your items you're picking up and all your loot into Omnigel and just bypass all of it altogether. There are also mods, I believe, that remove it from ME1 and ME2.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I hear you. What's going on? Who are you?
My name's Kate Bowman. I'm an engineer. I was part of the team assigned to bring this asteroid to Terra Nova.
We were attacked yesterday by Batarian extremists. I've been hiding since they arrived. I think they know the torch went out.
I should keep moving.
Stay put. I'll get those other torches offline as soon as I can.
Thanks. I'll contact you when I can.
No, just a little bit of backstory and some light lore, nothing too deep divey here. The Batarians, in case you haven't been doing too much of the side content, or you didn't pay attention to kind of the opening cutscene too much, it's like, we'll let this guy do his thing.
Hey.
Oh God, I didn't mean to. Are you hurt?
Don't worry about me.
Takes more than that one shot to bring me down.
Sorry. I didn't even realize you were human until... well... I guess I'm not much of a soldier.
Just be more careful.
I know you're scared, but I'm here to help. Commander Shepard, with the Alliance.
Simon Atwell. I'm the chief engineer on this rock. Listen, we don't have much time. The Batarians fired up the fusion torches. You've got to shut them down before we hit Terra Nova. There are 4 million people down there, Shepard. My family. They live in Aronis. My kids and grandkids. Nice communities, good schools.
I understand the situation.
Batarians everywhere, and I need to shut down all 3 torches. Anything else I should know?
One of the torches is surrounded by live blasting caps. We were set up to excavate when we arrived at Terra Nova. I rigged them with proximity detectors. That tank of yours will set them off, so you'll have to go in on foot. Even then, they'll explode if you get too close. Just go slow and easy. You should be fine.
I better get moving.
Time's running short.
One last thing. I had a crew working off-site when the attack hit. I'm worried about them. These Batarians are ruthless. I saw them smash the faceplates of guys working vacuum. And those Varen, I don't think they always wait for a corpse before feeding.
I'll do what I can.
I'll look for them, but the torches have to be my priority.
Yeah, you're right. Saving Terra Nova is more important than my team. There were a bunch of engineers over at the main facility, but they're probably all dead. That or being held hostage by the Batarians.
That's all I need to know.
Time's running short. I better get moving.
I think I'll make myself scarce in case any Batarians come back. Good luck, Shepard.
So anyways, what I was saying there was the Batarians are another one of the races, kind of like the Hanar, Elcor, Volus, where they were around before humanity came onto the scene with their whole discovery of the Mars Prothean archive and discovered intergalactic space travel and everything. So they again kind of see it as the humans as kind of jumping the intergalactic line by getting, an embassy, an ambassador, and, potentially being in line to be the next council race, basically. And at least in this universe, for the most part, the Batarians are kind of portrayed as the bad guys, because typically whenever you are encountering slavers, it's the Asari, the Krogan, or the Batarians. So they're kind of shown as being evil, and this kind of portrays a little bit into why they think that they are seen as being that way. So we already did Survey Station 3, we did the transmission tower, we did this radio, so now we're gonna go on over here.
I'm getting all kinds of interference. Damn. Sorry. There's a lot of feedback. See if I can fix it. In the meantime, just keep doing...
So, as you can set up a little radio there. The main reason, though, that you want to go up there is just so that way you get the other survey locations. So that way you can discover all the engineers. Now, you won't actually get, like, your reward, which is towards the end until you've completed everything over here on the asteroid. And you can either get the chief engineer's Omnitool, or you can get the best armor for whatever class it is that you happen to be playing. So for us, it would be medium armor. If you're a sentinel, it would be light, and if you're a soldier, you know, it's just heavy armor. And basically you get it entirely for free just for coming out here and completing this quest.
They found me, damn Batarians.
Got
I
a
can hear them out
container
there
right
prowling
here.
around, trying to find a way in.
There we go. We got there eventually. But so basically,
Sounds like they're attaching something to the
this
door.
is just a recording.
If I don't make it, tell my family I love
And as you can see, they did eventually go and get in there and take that person out. So now the last survey station, which is Survey Station 2, is over here. So I usually, you know, do these, then the torch, then this. Then I do the torch that he was just talking about. Then I get this one, and then I just do the Survey Station 2 last before proceeding to the final station. But this one, you know, if you just don't want to do it and you would rather just try to buy, you know, upgraded armor, you can. I just do it so that way I have a little bit more money for my weapons and my weapons upgrade in case I'm not getting what I need. But the other reason that we picked to do this when we did is because we wanted to make sure that we were going to have enough Paragon for a couple of things. Because there are a few speech checks on here. And again, if you ever are
Ground
wanting
penetrating
to
radar
know
detects anti-vehicle demolitions nearby.
what
Proceed
you need
on.
to have to pass the speech checks, you can always just look it up online and it will tell you. But like I said, if you just follow this playthrough, you will pass every single speech check. The only one that you really have to worry too much about that is just like ridiculous and you might not think is ridiculous is the speech check on the Pharaoh's colony. And it's actually the hardest one in the game. So these right here are the sensors that the chief engineer was talking about that he had set up. I recommend that you approach from this way because you have those boxes over there that you can use for cover, whereas if you approach from another direction, you're not going to have any cover if anybody goes and starts attacking you. And so as you can see, it beeps the closer you get to them. So just, you know, watch on your little mini-map there, and you will be just fine. So now we're just gonna get down right here.
Finally, some action!
So as you can see, we just took out 2 of them. There's still one more guy over there. And there you go. So see, if you come in from that side, then not only are you dodging them, you're also trying to dodge out on all those proximity sensors. And that's honestly just not a fun time. So then you can come over here and disarm them, same way as we've been doing everything before. And if you want, you can come on over here and just run back out to your Mako and move it on up, or if you want, you can just wait till the end if you'd prefer to not run all the way up here. It is entirely up to you. And then, you know, now since they're deactivated, you can be as close as you want. It's not going to do anything. But we will only have a few more left after this. And then this is really like one of the biggest side missions outside of, it's called Pinnacle Station. Since I didn't have a copy of the original game, we're not going to be doing it, and they didn't put it in Mass Effect Legendary Edition because they didn't have access at EA and BioWare to the original code anymore. So, unfortunately, we will be missing out on that piece, but I'm going to try to get the rest of everything else out as quick as we can. So there we go, one shot. Now, this one can be difficult because if you're playing on the higher difficulties, they're going to continue to just spawn these rocket drums that you'll see here in a sec. Like when we were dealing with the Rogue VI. You can shoot those if you want, but they are going to keep spawning. So I always prioritize taking care of the Batarians, just so that way you can go and not have to worry about them. So we're gonna swap off of our sniper rifle now. And so just constantly kind of be keeping an eye on your minimap, and you really won't have any issues as far as the rocket drones getting close to you, because they do fire very slow. And then remember, you can always do that lovely little interrupt of hitting them with overload or sabotage, and then the next time they shoot, they just won't shoot for a very long time, and hopefully that'll give you enough time for you to go and take care of them. And then see if we can just press F to melee these guys, and they're good to go. Now, how you get them to stop spawning the rocket drones, unless you're just trying to farm experience, I guess, is you just come on over here, up to the top level, where the fusion torch control is at, and then you just disable it, and then it will stop spawning them.
Are you there? You've got to hurry. You really pissed them off. Their leader's setting charges everywhere. I think he's going to blow this whole facility.
Get away from there!
Don't shoot, please! No!
Who's shutting down the torches? I won't ask you again. Find this problem and deal with it. Get her out of here!
So now we are just going to come on over to here. There should be something for us to loot. We don't care about the medical kit because we didn't use any metagel. This would probably be a better spot. Yeah. Here we go. Bye. So just keep on racking up that experience for getting into every container as much as we can. Then there's a room over there and this crate right here. It's always good if you're not just playing along immediately while watching this, is to just do a little lap around the room if you're really just trying to maximize your experience, because there's usually going to be, at least in the little stations and on the side missions, just containers kind of randomly there, so you're not going to necessarily notice them in combat, but if you just do an extra lap, sometimes you'll see crates like that, or just little upgrade kits basically, and whether it's for selling it for more money because you need more money for better weapons for the rest of your squad, or whether it's for just picking into the container and getting it that way so you can get that experience. As you can see, we got some stuff here. So the kinetic coil is another pretty good weapons upgrade if you want to do that. I recommend. It's got 5% damage plus weapon stability, so you see it's an upgrade to that. It's one less percentage, but we're getting more damage. So once you start seeing those kinetic coils, that's definitely something that I at least would recommend going and putting on there. So next we have, like I said, that other fusion torch, and that will be the last one. Then we'll go over here, and then we'll go to the main facility, which the hardest part really for this one is once you get inside of the main facility and kind of the outside of it. The rest of this little quest is actually very easy, and just like all the other side content, this is skippable. If you don't want to do this mission, you do not have to. Like I said, I just recommend it if you're doing an Insanity playthrough. Gives you a free upgrade for your armor basically, which is awesome. But if you feel like you don't need it, feel free to skip it. So same thing as before here, where this time, since nothing else had eyesight on us, they did not shoot, but like I said, we're still going to just continue to isolate and do it one at a time. And you see we're dodging out on all those because there was 4 others over here that would have been shooting at us. Because as you can see, just 2 of those is enough to take down our shields quite a bit, and that's with our shields being upgraded because everyone that is in our squad has maxed overload. So if you're just constantly taking punishment, remember that those shields aren't going to regenerate. You're just going to be sitting there taking damage, and you might end up dying out of nowhere if you're not paying too careful of attention to it. Now we're into the next torch. And so this one, again, I'm going to not have my sniper rifle on just because you start off with a few guys kind of close here. So I personally like to just take care of them, and then once that happens, so you see you kind of just get all of the war beasts in here. And then it just really is not conducive to using a sniper rifle, because you're just not really going to be able to get a shot off accurately. And then you just want to stay back here until all those Saren basically are taken care of. That should be the last one, I believe. There might be one more. Anytime you see those little dots moving pretty quick, that's an indication that it's either going to be a drone or a Saren for the most part. Got ourselves another level up. And again, still not going to switch to our sniper rifle just because even though, this is a pretty good linear corridor, like I said, if you just have stuff running around, it's just not the best time to be using it. Because you want to be able to take your time, take your shots and such. Him with sabotage into overload, and as you can see, he is extremely low health, so he's basically out of it for right now. We are going to go ahead and use, I think, we'll just shoot him. The reason I prioritized him over that guy at the back that was shooting biotics at us is because he had his shotgun out, and like I said, shotguns for us are not a fun time. Especially when they're at this close range, even with all the armor and shield upgrades that we have, it just deals a lot of damage. So, just better off picking a closer target than going and continuing to shoot at someone who's further away. I will go ahead and get our containers right here. Last time I only skipped it because we had those rocket drones, and I wanted to get those to stop spawning so that we weren't getting shot as soon as we came out of getting into one of these containers. There's not any containers like hiding anywhere on this one like there was on the last one that I was talking about. This whole upper level is completely empty, so you can see there's nothing. You do have this right here. Still got it. Third time's the charm. And just gonna disable this torch real quick. And so now we have disabled all of the torches. And now we can go to the main facility and hopefully rescue the rest of the hostages that the chief engineer was talking about.
Hold it right there. This doesn't have to end in bloodshed.
Interesting. Let's see what's going on with this guy.
Don't come any closer. We can do this the hard way, or we can end this peacefully.
Peacefully?
I didn't think you Batarians knew the meaning of the word.
Look, I'm just doing my job here. Hijacking this rock wasn't my idea. I signed on to make a little profit. A quick slave grab, nothing more.
It's gone too far.
This isn't just a slave grab anymore. Millions of people are gonna die.
Don't you think I know that? I'm just following orders here. If it were up to me, we'd have already left.
It is up to you.
Well, it's not too late. You can still leave.
I don't think so. Balak would skin me alive and sell my hide out of spite. Crazy bastard. This whole mission's gone to hell and I'm gonna pay for it.
Why follow him?
So why do you listen to him?
Good question. I had a bad feeling about this from the moment we landed. Now Balak wants you dead. And what Balak wants, Balak gets. I can't change that.
So this is not a very high level speech check. As long as you're like around the halfway point on the bar, I think you can still pass it. So as long as you have those points in charm, you're good to go. The speech check that, like I said, we're trying to get Paragon for is the one on Ferros. That's why I usually do the Ferros mission absolutely last, because you don't really gain that much benefit from completing it. Whereas from the other ones, you're gaining lots and lots of Paragon. You do gain a little bit at the very end of it, and you can get, you know, small incrementals along the way. But if you don't pass that one, which just drives my OCD crazy, I just can't take it.
You always want to be second in command? Get me out of here and I'll take care of Balak. Then you can start giving me orders.
Huh. An interesting proposal. It certainly has benefits over the current situation. Shut it down. This is Balak's problem now. I hope you're as quick with a gun as you are with your promises, for both our sakes.
Quicker.
Balak will get what's coming to him, and so will you if I ever catch you in human territory again. Are we clear?
Perfectly. Balak's holed up in the main facility. You'll need this to get in. Don't underestimate him. He's a mean bastard. Let's go. We're getting off this rock.
So got another 8 Paragon there. We are going to go ahead and do our level up here. So as you can see, we're just waiting on those last 2 points in charm, which will unlock eventually. And as you can see, we have basically 3/4 of this bar completely filled up, and hopefully we will almost have a full bar by the time we get over there. But we're going to continue to work towards our immunity, so that way we can just keep increasing our health. You can see we have quite a bit of health as compared to a adept is what Liara is. And then if you look at Garrus, we have more health than him as well, and that is why we waited kind of a little bit before we went and started investing those points, so that we would get a higher percentage of the health. So we're gonna keep doing throw for her, and we are going to keep doing assault rifles for Garrus. And then after that, I might do sniper rifle, I might just keep leveling up dampening. We will see. Now obviously you can just go and fight that guy and you will get more experience because you're just gonna go and you know, get the free kills, and then you'll get the pass that you saw him hand us so that we can get into the building. But you know, I usually just do the speech check and get the 8 extra Paragon because I prioritize it. But if you fight them, I believe it will just give you some renegades. If you're doing renegade, feel free to fight them. But off to Survey Station 2 over here, which is the last one. So, there's Survey Station 2, and here's the last body of the engineers, and you get another Omnitool there, and as you can see, now we do not have the quest for finding the engineers because we have found all 3 of them. So really, if you don't want to, you don't even have to come over here, you can just know that he's right there.
Heading to position.
And I just come over here so that way we can do this. Just barely. There we go. So, oh wait. You can look at the logs there and it'll say, hey, went over there, they armed the defense drones.
Hostile contact.
And that is right there.
Shields down.
So again, what you can always do here if you want is just spam overload basically. And that'll usually take down their shields pretty good. Now if you're ever like this, you can always do shield boost. Your other option is, of course, to just go and activate that immunity that we have been leveling up, and it will greatly reduce the damage that
Perimeter secured.
you are taking. Now, if you just go there and click on the footprints, then it'll tell you, hey, they headed off this way, and then that's supposed to be your hint to come look over here. And then you're like, oh look, there's this guy. And that's how they kind of intend for you to do it. But I usually just come on over here and do it. And then now we are over here. Again, it's going to be 5 or 6 missile turrets, so you want to be careful. You can choose to prioritize whichever ones you want. If you would rather do the stationary ones first, you can, but there are also moving ones here. They're on a little linear track, so they go in and out of cover. Personally, I try to do those first. You just have to pick when you're going to shoot. So usually this one will activate first, so I get him, and then I go to that one, or that one, and then that one third, because these other 2 right here you can kind of dodge easily. And so you can just go like that, and the more you do it, the kind of better you get to be with the timing of when you need to jump. versus when you need to be still. And so then, see what I was saying earlier about how if you're just constantly getting chipped away at, your shields will not be able to regenerate, which is why I then started moving and jumping a lot, so that way my shields would have time to regenerate. Of course, your other option is always to just go and duck behind some cover, but trying to keep things moving over here for y'all. And we are all done. This is the main facility. So if you used grenades or if you used some metagel in other fights up to this point, it kind of gives you this little resupply spot. That is obviously where they were shot. That one guy was shot, one of the engineers. So you can see here we got a lot of movement. So I'm going to start off again with just having my pistol and not necessarily using my sniper rifle. I'm going to go up here because I know that this little catwalk is up here in order to avoid having to deal with all of these guys. So let's start.
Shields disabled.
So I'm going to use my immunity. So as you can see, immunity makes you a very, very tanky. When you saw that, it literally dropped our shields almost instantly earlier, just as soon as we stepped up here, so. Right here, we want to go ahead and we'll just do a throw and a sabotage.
Alliance military!
And then now, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi, you can say it is over, Anakin. I have the high ground, because you can now just pick them off completely at will. Great time to bust your sniper rifle out if you don't happen to have an upgraded pistol, or if you are not confident in your abilities to shoot. Just be cognizant of the fact that there are going to be more drones that spawn, so you want to be careful for them. You got a guy shooting over here, so we actually can't shoot that guy, even though we can see him, because of the hitbox there on those little leaves. So get this guy. So he's activating his little shield boost. We'll go ahead and warp him and do overload. And then as you can see, we kind of knocked him down. And those are the drones I was telling you about, where they're just going to keep spawning in, basically. Got sabotaged, so again, ooh, what's going on over here? Let's activate our immunity. Alright, well, we got sabotaged on both of them, it looks like. So, adrenaline burst for Garrus. Also, we're going to go ahead and use our metagel so that way he doesn't go down. We're going to melee this guy. Then we will sabotage and throw. And then we're just going to keep meleeing him because we literally don't have any other options right now until our sniper rifle comes off. And then we'll go and overload him. Swap this. And now we're good to go. Sweet. Gotta do better than that, though. So, as you can see, we deal quite a bit of damage with our sniper rifle as well. We're gonna go ahead and just do dampening, just in case he has any other biotic abilities that he hasn't used. And then he's good to go. they're loving their sabotage in this battle. So we got sabotage and dancing. So we kind of just gotta chill right here until that wears off, which now that it has, we are good to go ahead and keep playing it out. Now your other option, if you're wanting to play a little bit more defensively, is you can just stay down there. But I like to have the high ground so that way we can continue to use our sniper rifle and things of that nature, just so that way we're utilizing our character strengths as opposed to playing into what the enemy is good at. Boom. So as you can see, we just got sabotage again. Whenever you have this little orangey red glow, that means that you're sabotaged. So that means that whatever you do, no matter how much you have, your very next shot is going to overheat your weapon, basically. Go ahead and shoot that. So as you can see, we deal decent damage with our pistol, but the reason I am trying to use our sniper rifle is because it's much better for those 1 to 2 shot kills. And that is where our strength comes from, so we're going to use assassination. Bam. And then you see it doesn't matter now that we got overloaded at all, because we took out one of them immediately in one shot. Now we're going to overload him and warp him. Sabotage.
Shutting them down.
So as you can see now, this is one of the last guys. We just got that other little drone right there. Move on back over here so we have a good angle. Stop it. And there you go. And the last thing you need to do to advance is you're going to come over here. Sometimes you gotta wait a sec. Yep, so then he's gonna switch to that. You're gonna do singularity, and we're gonna do sabotage. Bam.
You humans. You're almost more trouble than you're worth.
A lot more.
I'm just getting started.
Predictable, but this is over. I'm leaving this asteroid. If you try to stop me, I'll detonate these charges, and your helper and her friends are all going to die.
It's not that easy.
I can't just let you go, Balak. Not after what happened here.
This is nothing. You humans have done far worse to the Batarians. We've been forced into exile, forced to survive on what we can scrounge up. It's been like that for decades.
So this is kind of what I was talking about, where the Batarians are kind of portrayed consistently as the bad guys, but, you know, the other kind of caveat to that, because they're obviously trying to play the victim card a little bit here, but they also came after humans multiple times and then kind of went to the council hoping that they were going to help them, but they didn't, and so then they kind of had to back down and stop being quite so aggressive, and that's why they are turning so much to slaving and just kidnapping human colonists all the time.
Why take it out on these people? They didn't do anything to you or the Batarians.
Didn't do anything. Aside from colonizing a world that could have been ours. Aside from using resources that should have been ours. We were left to defend ourselves. But the humans were stronger than us. We knew that. The Council knew that. But it didn't matter. It was you. You and your kind are the only reason we're in this position.
That doesn't make it right.
How does killing innocent people make up for that?
We had no other options. Sometimes you need to get someone's attention before they'll listen. That's why we attacked you at Elysium. That's why I'm doing this. You forced our hand.
That's not true.
You attacked us first. When we retaliated, you ran off to the Council hoping for help. When you didn't get it, you hid. You've got no one to blame but yourselves.
Enough! You couldn't possibly understand. Actually, you just don't want to understand, and I'm done wasting my breath. Now, if you want your friends to live, I suggest you step aside.
So, Renegade option here is to attack him. You'll get a whole lot of Renegade. Paragon option is obviously we're gonna save everybody, so that's what we're doing, is we're saving everybody.
You can go. But this isn't over. I'll find you eventually.
Maybe. But I made sure you won't follow me today. Those charges are still on a timer. Better hurry if you want to save your friends.
So, you can do this in whatever order you want. I usually do this one up top first, which is over here. All it's really going to be is drones and more troopers, I believe. Well, actually, it might just be the drones. I forget. Let's use an overload.
Shutting them down.
And so the other one is right down there. But next thing you want to do is go ahead and do this one inside their little engineer office area over here. It's gonna make you think that it's on the bottom floor, but it's actually on the top floor. Right in there. And last one. In case you're wondering what they're shooting at, there's more drones over there. As you can see. Go ahead and do immunity. And our shield boost. Get this. And you are all done.
He left. Is that all right?
It was the only option.
Letting him go was better than the alternative. I thought you were going to stay someplace safe.
There might have been something I could have done to help. I thought I should be here. I know this asteroid better than anyone. You did it. Another hour and our course would have been irreversible. I ran the numbers, Shepard. X-57 would have struck near the capital city, the most densely populated region. But that's not going to happen, thanks to you. Is Katie in here? Is she all right? Is her team?
She's fine.
Balak was holding them hostage. I let him go to save them.
Let a terrorist go or sacrifice innocent lives. I'm glad that's not a choice I had to make. Is that... Will you get in trouble for that? I mean, he could do the same thing somewhere else, couldn't he?
I'm not like him.
Yeah, he could. Balak seemed like a practical man. Practical but callous. I'm sure if he'd been in my place, Ms. Bowman would be dead now, along with all the terrorists. But I'm not going to sacrifice people who happen to be between me and my target.
So what happens now? The bad guys get away?
Only temporarily.
Balak gets away today, but we'll still be after him tomorrow. And the day after that. Me, my crew, and every other crew in the Alliance. He'll run and he'll hide, but eventually he'll slip up and we'll get him. Bad guys never get away, Simon. Not unless the good guys give up.
Well, I wouldn't want you after me. Shepard, thank you for my grandchildren's lives. I don't think I'll stick around, though. Not with the team gone. Too many ghosts. It's time for me to get back and spend some time with my family. Before I go, I'd like to offer you something. Maybe you'll have more use for it than I will. As lead engineer, I get some quality items. Take your pick. You've earned it.
So you can go and get his Omnitool if you really want to, or Quarian armor, but like I said, this is what we're here for, so we're doing the medium armor, so it's
The medium
really
armor
the
sounds
best
like a
thing
good
that
bet.
you can get.
I hope you get good use out of it.
And then you can tell him about his 3 engineers.
One more thing. You asked me to look into your missing engineers?
Have you found them?
They didn't make it.
Yes, all of them. Their bodies, anyway.
Oh. I see. Well then, I guess it's better than not knowing.
Take care of yourself.
Be well, Shepard. We owe you.
And so there is your Colossus armor. As you can see, we got quite a few things from all those fights we were in. So right here, if you look at it, this is the same armor that we can now put on for Rex. So it has 69 damage protection, 345 shields, and 24 tech and biotic protection. So it's literally almost double the damage protection. And also it gives us this second upgrade slot, which is even better because guess what? Now with this, we've got really 6.6 health per second, and then even more toxin resistance, so we just regenerate health even faster than before. So let's go ahead and get the hostages out of here now.
I can't believe you let Balak go to save us. I half expected you to just let us die. Sacrifice the few for the many.
That's not my way.
Then I'd be no better than the Batarians. Besides, Balak won't get away with this. I know who he is now. He can't run forever.
You sound like my brother. He was always so stubborn, but always willing to do the right thing, no matter what.
I'm sorry.
I wish I could have saved him, too.
It's not your fault. You did what you could. At least Aaron died in a place he loved. He was the one who convinced me to join the team here. Said it would be an adventure. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I should see to Aaron.
Of course.
I understand. You've been through enough today. I'll get out of your way.
Thank you. Oh, I don't even know your name.
Commander Shepard.
Shepard. Commander Shepard.
Thank you, Commander Shepard. You're not exactly what I expected, but thank you.
I'll let you go.
I'll get out of your way. So long, Kate.
I appreciate that, Commander. Goodbye.
So, there you have it. That is everything that you can do on here. You can go talk to her again if you want. And if for some reason you missed one of the engineers, Simon will be over here by the front door, and you can come in and tell him, hey, I found whatever engineer it was that you missed. But that is going to do it for this one. In the next episode, we will be most likely doing either these. I'm thinking we're going to try to do the dead scientists here and the espionage probe, but we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys there. Bye.